All right, welcome to another episode from the Chart Reader. So I'm zoomed out for a reason. Obviously, we'll talk about what's happening now, but this zoomed out version really is what has my interest on this stock, KTRA, KTRA. The other two kind of look the same. It's EMKR. You can see it, right? Gap down hard, maybe gap back up, and then KA. Gap down hard, hopefully we gap back up. So that's kind of the theme on these three. I'm more than likely going to do this all in one chapter because the three kind of seem similar. Truth be told, I know absolutely nothing about these, but this is the reason. Oh, I was looking at the members, sorry. This is the reason why I actually didn't make a video on Thursday. KTRA. KTRA caught my attention really right when I woke up on Thursday, and it was very hard to ignore most of the day. From there, I ended up finding KA and EMKR. Wow, that was a hard four letters. And yeah, these three kind of took my attention. So I think they're well worth watching for Monday. We just, again, we can't assume anything. We must see some confirmations, all right? This clearly wasn't fantastic. The other two look okay, but neither confirmed. That's a doji. Doji don't count, right? KA, that's okay, but that's a textbook doji right there. Doji don't count, right? So we really need to see a little bit more on Monday, and that's going to kind of be the theme across these three, all right? But before we do go any further and I give you more of my thoughts and opinions, what are we going to do? Same thing we always do, right? We'll take a look at the daily and the weekly to see how these things are setting up short term. We have our 5 moving averages. There are none, actually, because again, I know nothing about these. I just happen to catch them, right? But we will draw some horizontal support and resistance lines. When I say we, I obviously mean me. And then when we are done up here, we'll use the MACD, RSI, and volume as our lower indicators. Hey, really quickly, if you can, please subscribe to this channel. Share this video online with your friends. Comment good or bad if you disagree. Look, anything you can do actually does help so much with these YouTube algorithms. But for real, just being here and giving me your time is super appreciated, all right? So KTRA, KTRA. I'll be honest, I really like saying those four, KTRA. So it's a good word. I think it's up there with Jivo, and then Buru was another one from a few days ago. Sometimes I just like the sounds of the random 4 letters we trade here, all right? So again, what really caught my eye on this stock was the Thursday candle, right? If you go back to the KTRA comment, 620 is when I said it. That was this Thursday 620 day. And really what caught my eye, I hope you see it before I said it, right? But it was this break of the 8 and the 20 moving average, all right? And really what it was the maintaining of the line, all right? So when I look at this stock, obviously I'm seeing a stock that's not doing well, right? I see that there was a reverse split. I see that basically since July of 2021, I'm going to say that one more time. July of 2021, we've been under all 5 lines and pretty much under all 5 lines that entire, 3-4 year span right there, right? So, no, 2-3 years? Oh, wow, horrible math. So I know right off the bat that this is what I would call the shady stock, right? The thing is, there's been some, sorry, I zoomed in too early. There's been some interesting things that have happened, and really it starts to me at the volume. Look, I don't know much about this stock, and honestly, I didn't even look at the news when I traded this thing, right? But I noticed that the volume was starting to do some interesting things, okay? And it very much peaks. It very much carries the 50-day line up with it. And as you can see it, we like, it's this weird thing of completely being under it, and then having this ability to break and run with volume, right? And even this one, break and run with volume, right? So there's been a interesting mix of volume attention and clearly getting over 4 of the 5 moving average lines, right? I think that's obviously the biggest thing, okay? The one thing that actually caught my eye on this, and it's it's a weird one to explain, because obviously I love a stock that does better with the 8 and the 20, and I'll tell you what that means right now. But this one's not bouncing on the 8 like a champion. It's kind of bouncing on the 20 like a champion. So it uses the 20 MA right there, slips under it, uses the 50, and then 20 MA bounce, basically 100 MA bounce, 20 MA bounce, 20 MA bounce, kind of loses it here, and really, really big recovery. And I feel like this one's been using the 20 a little bit more than the 8, and obviously the line's under it to recover if we lose the 20. Personally, that's not something I've seen before, and I feel like I'm kind of learning something on this one, and I don't know how long I'm going to watch this one, but I'm not familiar with a stock that bounces on the 20 like a champion. So a little bit of me is actually very curious on this thing, but it was that 20 moving emphasis from April till Thursday, basically. It was breaking that 20 moving average. I think it was a little closer to 21 than it was 22, but again, whatever, right? That was the point that I really like. Let me see if I can still see it nicely. Okay, cool, beautiful. So on the 20th, right, at this moment right here, so 11 a.m. Eastern is 8 o'clock Pacific, right? And again, I live on the West Coast, so that was around the time, 8 a.m. when I saw this thing move. Around 8 a.m. on the 1 hour chart, we see it break all 5 of these moving averages, and we see it break that beautiful 20 moving line. So to me, that was the trigger point. And someone asked me, hey, how did I find KTRA? What was it and why? It was a mix of that hour daily I just talked about, and really, one more time, that 20 bounce. I've never really seen a 20 bounce that well, and I think it was just an interesting mix of that, all right? So Friday wasn't beautiful, all right? Friday was interesting because we actually got as high as 38. Yeah, you don't see the 38 here, but I know for sure we got to 38, maybe in after hours or pre-market, 34 being the high during regular hours. But there was a big move. There was a real big move. I even think in pre-market, it was up like 25% on Friday. Lo and behold, a good reason why I always say kind of ignore post-market and pre-market, right? But yeah, this thing opens up here, falls down here. Never a pretty thing, but two good things I like about this Friday candle. We obviously are still over the 8 and the 20, and we actually don't lose too much of Thursday. We're well above 50%. I would even say we kind of only lost 33%, right? I think we lost the third. We're still maintaining 2/3 of that candle, right? So I'm liking this. Look, if this gets back over 28 cents, that's where it's going to go. And I know 28 cents was the line I was talking about on Thursday, and it's still the line right now. KTRA over 28 cents. All you can really think about is red, 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 green, green, green. Because look, what's this line right here? That's 34, right? So it kind of makes sense that we wicked it, right? I basically took half of that only green candle. But if we can get over 28 again, and I'm going to put the 28 line because I do think it's an important line. There we go. 28 to 34, that's a monster percentage. It really is. It doesn't look like much, but that's a monster percentage. 34 breaks, and it's very, very, very hard to ignore 91. I would probably draw a line right there. I wonder if the weekly has that one. Oh, dude, the weekly doesn't. Goodness. Yeah, I think these are our lines. 28, 34, 59, and then that looks like it's coming down. Maybe that comes as low as like 80, 85. I think that if I had to guess the movement of the 20. But again, I know nothing about this stock. I have no idea why it got 200 million shares this day. I have no idea why it got 150 million shares this day. I see it bouncing on the 20, and let's see if it can. Listen, if this falls below 22 cents, that's game over. I'm probably going to just end up at a zero, no gains, no losses. This cannot go below 22 cents. We do not want to lose the 20 moving average. I am not expecting the 8 to catch it. Instead, I'm expecting the 50 to catch it, and that might happen all the way down here at 18. Okay, so I think 22 is, maybe we'll call it 21. I think 21 is maybe the danger line, because then from there I see that quick fall to the 50. I don't need to look at the weekly. This is very much a daily chart move. This very much is, can we break and run, or are we going to fail back? And just don't forget that this thing falls and stays below the lines most of the time anyways, all right? So let me know your thoughts. Let me know your opinions, even if you disagree. So I'll break out that one, and then no, not EMKA, EMKR. So I'm gonna combine these two in one chapter, all right? EMKR, and then the other one is KA, okay? Very, very quickly, look, this is a 400K stock on Friday. Even on Thursday with that beautiful, beautiful candle, it was only a 1 million share stock, being KA, all right? 1 million traded. EMKR, this thing was 1.8 million on Friday, and then what, 3? Yeah, 2.7 on the better moving Thursday. That's very different from KTRA, which had 37 million on that losing Friday, and then another 45 on the big candle Thursday, right? So significant volume differences. However, we're looking for the same play. We're looking for a break of these two lines and going up, right? This one's only 2 go up. The other one was obviously broken 4 and gone up, right? So in some ways, it's you know, it's funny. I've had people ask me, like, is this gap up a little more likely or a little less likely because this one's only over these two and this and that? Look, end of the day, I'm just looking for the continuation or the failure, right? So I don't necessarily know if like this one's a little bit weaker or stronger as opposed to KTRA, because again, this one's over 4 and then that other one's over 2. For me, and I hate using the word gamble and lotto, all 3 of these are that gamble lot. I am looking for the gap fill, or I am expecting the stock to do what it has been doing for the last 3 years, and that's stay under and lose all the lines, right? So that's the play here, right? And look, something made this thing pop only a few days ago, right? And that was kind of the same thing with the other one, KTR. This thing made it pop, and then it took a good long time. And look, this one, and look, we're kind of testing that. We're kind of testing that. And neither of those two hit, right? It actually took until the 100 came down and a good while after that before this one moved. That's making the same play. This one's going to still come down. This one's still going to come down. And clearly we couldn't do it there. Clearly we couldn't do it there. Can we do it on this one? Or again, are we waiting for this thing to come down and then maybe we'll battle the 3, right? So I hate using the word lotto and gamble. This is a lotto gamble play for me, all right? This cannot lose 115. I would be real scared, because from there it's going to be a quick drop to 105 maybe. That's a 10% loss right there. No one wants to eat a double-digit loss, and really there's no guarantee that holds. We might come all the way down to the 8 moving average, which is basically sub 1, right? And oof, that could be a real scary thing. Otherwise, what I'm basically looking for, and look, I know we're there in post-market. I'm ignoring that. I really am. We need to get to basically 119, 120. If we break 120, oh man, it's going to be a real hard stop to that 160. And look, that 120 is basically half that red. Look, that I normally don't use red candles to make resistances, right? But you kind of need to use some lines to help guide the movement, right? Come into the weekly. Yeah, there's no, I guess I draw this line. But that's a little too high, and I think that's where our line is up here. Yeah, that's actually exactly the 50, right? So I would delete that. There's nothing new gain there. So break 121, and this thing will go. Lose 115, and this is a stock that's under most of moving averages, all right? So very emotionless trade on this one, all right? It either does the job or it will eat all your money. It feels like one of the two. Basically the exact same thoughts with KA. Right? We've tried to do it, clearly failed. We tried to do it, clearly failed. We're trying to do it. Can it continue? Right? I like that this day, this Thursday, got over this candle. Like, let me draw the line, right? Like, this thing is pretty much over all of the big candles to the left. We only missed this one. This March 22nd closes at 0.65. We close at 0.64, right? And this candle is significantly smaller than that one and that one, right? So I like this strong Thursday. I think this Friday doji is very, very indicative of what this stock is, what EMKR is, and really what KTRA is. All right, just look at this KA Friday. Some people thought this deserved to lose about 50% of the candle. Some people thought, no, 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 this deserved to go and fly and maybe make a real attempt at that 100 moving average. Everyone basically decided, you know what, let's just end a penny away from where we open and let's see what Monday confirms. All right, so volume is king here. This one needs 2 million shares. That's going to be your goal for Monday volume. Really quickly, if I'm looking for 2 million shares in a 7-hour day, we basically need 300K the first hour, 600K that second hour. All three of these, they're either hit it or fail. There's very, very little in between. Let me know if there's any justified news on any of these. But yeah, all of these just kind of have that same gap fill play for me. So let me know your thoughts. Let me know your opinions, even if you disagree. Hey, thank you so, so much.